Hi, I'm Michelle Werdeman, and I help people create their dream life by asking powerful questions, better questions, through mind, balance, and wellness living. You'll get clear about what you really want by achieving emotional freedom and strengthening your relationships. Through my foundational coaching and 19-year certified financial planning background, I guide you through your circumstances, thoughts, and feelings and show you how to take actions that give you the results you want. Contact me today at mbwliving.com to schedule your free 30-minute discovery call. Hello and welcome to the Boot Camp for Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Werdeman, certified life, weight, and career coach and certified financial planner. What is happening today, my friends? I am pretty giddy today. And although I usually am a little bit giddy every day, today I am extra giddy. And if you've heard my previous podcast, you know that June is my birthday month. And I love celebrating my birthday all month long. And it's kind of a running joke in my family. But this particular year, I wanted to celebrate in a different way. I wanted to celebrate mental and physical strength for a couple of reasons. One, we were coming off of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And June, people are always trying to get physically fit. And let's be honest, there's just crazy in the world right now. So that's where, that thought process came in. So to that point, and why I am extra giddy, in today's episode, I have with me today my friend, radio talk show host, author, motivational speaker, entrepreneurial coach, you name it. I could go on and on. Nicole Perry. Yay! Welcome back, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. We were just talking. We didn't realize we were literally talking for about 20 minutes before we even started.
I know. I'm like, come on, let's just hit the record button and then continue.
I have so many good things to talk about. I love it. And
I know.
We've mentioned this actually on this show before and on your radio show, The Powerful Woman Revealed, that we both experienced, like, me anxiety, you a little bit of anxiety, but more on the depression aspect of things. So just with, like all the crazy that's in the world today, I feel like some people suffer in silence, and I don't particularly like the word suffer. And I feel like you'll agree with me when we say
it's a strong word.
Yeah. And I like to think when I did, and as I walked through anxiety, it's not suffering, it's learning, right? So I thought, what a great way to kind of share our experiences to the listeners, just because I feel like the more you talk and you're open about this stuff, I feel like it just takes a load off of somebody that's listening.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, it's so helpful. It's so helpful. Yeah, so I have experienced in my 54 years, probably not 54 years, because as a child under the age of 10, I can't say I was depressed, right?
Yeah.
But I have experienced, I want to say, a fair amount of some depression and also some anxiety. And I still experience both things, both of those things, but they are, I don't want to say they're non-existent, but they're so way down low on the radar.
Yeah.
That I hardly notice it anymore.
That's great. So when you did experience, let's say, depression, what did it look like for you? And would it come on out of nowhere? Would it be like something prompted you or triggered you?
Well, it was never convenient.
No.
It was never convenient.
Some feelings aren't.
Well, and it was me allowing outside things to change my vibration.
I love that you just said that, because right before we started recording, that's what I was saying. You can only control so much. And right now, with so much going on in the world, I find people are angrier, they're sadder, more anxious. And going through social media, like all of that stuff. And like you just said, like you can only control what you can control. Not saying you don't have to help do something about something that you feel strongly for, but your emotions, right?
Yeah. And there's so many things that I do that I know help keep the anxiety and the depression at bay, and keep my vibrations high.
And what are those things?
Well, I can name two that help me. One is what I feed my body.
Yeah. Oh, so talk more about that. Because as I mentioned, you're an author.
Yes. So the book, I have it. This is kind of a messy copy because look at all my notes.
Oh, I love it.
This is my audio notes. I mean, I've got so much stuff going on here, but this is my working copy. Look, there's a bookmarker falling out.
I am on a love diet.
Yes, and so a grapefruit diet's not realistic. A love diet's personal. And so I'm started writing the book in October of 2017, and here we are in 2022 in June, and I have created my own diet. I've been on my own diet through this whole journey, and I keep shifting it and shifting it and shifting it. It's pretty much shifted as much as it's going to shift now, but I know that feeding my body cleaner. I'm not 100% clean. I'm not whole food, plant-based. That's like an ultimate reach for me. I'm kind of just the lazy vegan-ish, which is kind of easy eating. I feel like eating vegan is easy. But so because I eat cleaner than I used to, I don't get affected as much. Some of the worst foods we can feed ourselves is like a big giant fried platter of a bunch of fried stuff. Like no green, it's all brown food, it's all fried, it's all saturated. That's not healthy food to help our brains get rid of any kind of or keep that depression or anxiety at bay. It just feeds into it.
No, and it's such a good point you bring up, because that all affects your gut, right? And your gut, if you have an unhealthy gut, and that feeds into your immune system, your brain, your nervous system, all of that stuff. And I know people are like, I know fried food isn't good, but it really affects your mood.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are probably listening right now going, oh, but it's so delicious. And that's great. It's like on that moment, it's delicious, but what do we really want our lives to be like?
Yeah.
Like I want to live a really long and vivacious and healthy life. It doesn't mean I don't ever eat a bag of potato chips or things that are not quite healthy. But, for the most part, I want to feed my body nutrition, like foods that are going to support. And it's this vicious circle. So it's like your gut and the food you put in your body, and then it feeds the depression. And then the bad gut feeds the depression, which makes you want to go get that food. And you just go back and forth and back and forth. And it's just a vicious circle of a bunch of nonsense when you could start your day eating vegetables and eat healthy and be so much more at peace.
Yeah, no, I love that example. And the reason, because it's so true. And I, over the course of so many years I am still I'm working on it though, like a huge wine drinker, right? And there's so many mixed messages about alcohol out there, like, oh, a little bit's good for you, and then it's not. But to that point about the vicious cycle, that's exactly what alcohol and anxiety are for me, because And I've learned now that, and I knew, like when I was in my early 20s or 30s and I was partying it up, like I didn't get sick per se as a hangover. I was a walking bag of anxiety, just like, and now I know that alcohol, because it's the depressant, and I won't go into all like the details about that, but it is causing your body to, and this is why a lot of times you wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. after like a night of drinking. It's the cortisol and the adrenaline that is rushing through your body that actually causes the anxiety. And a lot of people will drink because they're anxious, because they want to calm their anxiety, because in that minute it's going to give you that instant like satisfaction or gratification, but it's such a cycle because it literally is what is causing the anxiety in the first place.
And like, I'm not a nutritionist, so I did create my own diet. I show people in my book how I created my own diet. I'm not a nutritionist. I just researched myself, and I feed my body what I feel like is nutrition, and I exercise. But to the point of alcohol, so I'm not a nutritionist, or doctor, but I do know that it is it begins as a stimulant, and then it turns into a depressant.
Yeah.
And these are the things that when you feed your body things like exercise, and I go for a run, I'm hitting the endorphins in a positive way.
Yeah.
So your body, the endorphins, your body wants to, oh yeah, repeat that behavior.
Yeah.
That glass of wine, oh, that felt good. Repeat that pleasurable behavior. So whatever the pleasures are, your body and your brain automatically want to repeat these things.
Yeah.
And if you can slowly work in some positive things, every now and then, your body will start to crave the running versus the drinking or whatever.
Yeah. And even like little things like at night, like I've just been changing kind of my habits up a little bit. Like I've done meditation now for years. And when I say meditation, people are like, oh my God, you just sit there and we're like, I'm like, no. I'm like, it could be a minute, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, 20, whatever. But it's just being at, I don't want to say peace, because I think a lot of people think that when you meditate, you're not supposed to think, that doesn't happen, right?
I feel like there's no wrong.
There's no wrong, exactly.
Like washing dishes for me is very meditative. Like I like what my husband waters the lawn and waters the garden. That's a very meditative process. For someone to sit on their deck in the morning and drink their coffee and write in their journal in the beautiful outdoor nature, that's very meditative too. So you can do the sitting and the quiet but I love to tell people, if you're uncomfortable and you're like, oh, I can't sit still, I'll just fall asleep, then play meditation music while you're doing dishes.
Yeah. That's what I used to call that.
I used to play meditation music while I was writing my book. I would be typing and I'd have the meditation music playing while I'm typing the words. And so you can just, it is whatever you want it to be. You know, taking the dog for a walk can be meditative.
Going out in nature and walking. But I love that point of the music, because now with like, whether it's Apple or YouTube, whatever it is, you can get access to meditation music like ASAP if you wanted to.
And like 16 hours. You can leave it up in your tray on your laptop and just hit pause and just keep coming back to the same one whenever you feel like it. And
it really does do a body good and a brain good.
So I have only in the past couple of years, since I have started to remove alcohol, eat more cleanly, introduce exercise, and do some different forms of meditation. Those are really the things, or the tricks, or the secrets of how I keep the depression at bay. Do I still have it pop in every now and then? It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't last very long.
And what does it look like when it does pop in for you?
It really is, well, it hasn't happened in so long.
Oh, that's good. I don't want to trigger it.
Now I'm like trying to think. Like it really is it. So what it does, so again, when it lowers my vibrations, when I allow other things to come in, and then I close off, and then I'm angry, and then I don't want to talk to people, and then I'm just flippant, and then I'm just not at peace, and then I go, I go into a place where I just, remove myself from everyone, from the world. Again, it's never, for me, it's never lasted more than a day or two.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of those people that it lasts for 2 long weeks or anything like that. When it gets that, then that's when you really want to seek help, is what I'm told.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I also say in my book that whenever I notice it come and it arrive, I know for me, the antidote is talking.
I love that. That's why I'm very open about like my anxiety, because I found if I was in a situation and I was in my own head anxious, it was so much worse, where now I just make a joke out of it. And I'm like, just say no.
Yeah. And really, in talking, like if I were depressed before today, coming onto this video today, just talking to you, whether we talked about my depression or not, talking to you would really pull me out of it. I would feel my vibrations start to rise, just having a connection with another human being. Now, no offense, because I love you and you're awesome, but if I'm at the grocery store and I know I'm in a low vibrational, depressing, just almost angry, angst, any of those feelings, and I'm at the grocery store line, I know that if I start to chat with someone and start a conversation with a stranger, that also pulls me out of it.
So I wondered, to that point, because I 100% agree with you on that. I can be anxious in a situation, and then once I'm somewhere and I start talking to somebody, like you said, it could be completely random, because you and I both know what Tony Robbins says, where our focus goes, our energy flows. So if we're in our own heads, whether it's being like angry or sad or depressed or anxious, once we start talking to somebody, our focus is there. So we're not thinking. It changes, like it switches, right? So I think that's a huge thing to point out to people too. Like if you are in a state of uncomfortable feelings such as anxiety, depression, anger, change where your focus is going. And it could be getting up and going for a walk and looking at trees, or like I'm looking outside, I'm like, oh, there's the rain. I've been waiting, although my grass needs it, so I'm all good. But it's changing your focus, because it's so easy. And I think when people do get, and it is normal. So I want to say, like, if you do get stuck for a couple days, it's okay. And just kind of give yourself a little bit of grace, because it's your body's way of kind of telling you something. And be curious with yourself. Like, what is it? Like for me, anxiety, people used to ask me, because I'm not a worrier. I was never a worrier. Like glass always like full. Yeah, very optimistic. So when anxiety would come and I would explain it, I now know it's not silly, but I used to think it sounded silly. And my anxiety was my fear of being anxious. So after I experienced my first panic attack or two, which came out of the blue, which was just my like hormones and body chemistry and all that being off, the fear of having another one of those panic attacks was what kept me anxious. Like
layers. So this is a layer beyond under the layer of it.
Yeah. And then it wasn't until And it took a long time in doing a lot of research and talking to people that a couple of things, and I won't stay too long on this topic, but two things would happen. There's a part of our brains, the amygdala, which it's the same reason why sometimes you smell a certain thing or you hear a certain song and your body automatically kind of goes back to a certain place in time. For me, certain experiences where I experienced anxiety, my brain, without me consciously thinking about it, would automatically go back to an anxious feeling in my body. And I use the example of like, it clicked for me when I learned this. There's a song that I won't say the artist because I love this artist, but when I was pregnant with my daughter, this song was on all the time. And I used to be super sick and super nauseous in the car. But this song was playing because it was on the radio at the time, all the time. I can't listen to that song now without this instant feeling of wanting to vomit.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was able to learn that and be like, oh my God, that's why I'm all of a sudden getting anxious driving on the highway in this particular situation, I could then kind of unwire that neuro pathway for myself and create a new experience. Yeah. And it just took practice like over and over again.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I knew it wasn't anything I was doing on purpose. Yeah,
that's really, really amazing information.
Right? Like it's so cool.
It is very cool. It's cool to learn stuff and not like really go through 12 years of getting a PhD. Like it's great.
Yes.
I love learning these little snippets of it.
Yeah.
But I also say in my book that when the depression does kick in, and I know I'm in it, because we all know when we're in it.
Yeah.
It's like looking in a mirror, you know when you're in it. To me, I was like, oh, okay, this is a beautiful internal built-in clock telling me it's time to feed myself more love.
Yeah.
So like I'm goosebumping myself right now. And I have this whole like paragraph or two in the book where I give like a really long explanation of that. But that's a better way. It's a more positive way to look at it rather than, how do I get rid of this?
Yes.
Rather than try to, I'm depressed. How do I get rid of this? I have to go for a run. Well, my knees hurt. I can't go for a run. I'll have to find something, rather than trying to find all these things. Why not? I'm having some depression right now. Why don't I, for a day, just for an afternoon or a day, remove myself from and just take a mental health day where I just do all of the things that I love. I used to have around here somewhere an emergency list.
Like a toolkit type thing?
Yeah, it's my business emergency.
Oh, I love that you have a sign up there.
I'm such a crafty. I just want to craft everything. And
I'm not crafty.
I love crafting, but I typed personal and professional.
Yeah.
And because sometimes we don't always remember like what we love. If we're in a state in a state that is so low and you can't even think. Like you just can't even think. And this way, look at all these things. Oh my God, I could do that right now. And look, there's at least 10 things on my list of personal and 10 or 12 on my business. And then, hello, I love this will pull me out of this right now. So I haven't looked. It's buried in my drawer because I just don't use it anymore. But it was such a great tool for me.
That's a really good tool to share with people because I think we often think that like, in the moment I'll be able to, come up with something. But when you're in that state, it's not that easy. And for me,
you can't even think. You're in your head and that's what Tony Robbins says, when you're in your head, you're dead.
Yeah.
But when you're stuck in your head about and depression comes from a state of lack, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anxiety come from a place of lack?
No, it just comes from a place of fear. Because if you think about it, anxiety is the fear of something in the future. And so like, I love what you just said about stop trying to fix it, because I shared this actually in a podcast before. The book that I read, and I read lots of self-help books in my early 20s on this. The book that hit home for me was called At Last a Life. And it was a guy, I can't think of his name now, but I will look it up. At Last a Life.
At Last a Life. Okay.
Yeah. And he wasn't a doctor. He was just a person like you or I, but he suffered like severe anxiety for years, and the medications and all that. And then finally, and I forget how he learned because it was so long ago, but that's what hit home for me was I had to stop trying to fix this feeling. And the example he used, he goes, if you go to a doctor and they tell you you broke your leg, you're going to be in a cast 6 weeks. Do you go to Google and start looking like,
how do I fix it?
How do I fix my broken leg? How do I heal faster? No, you just take it for what it is. You deal with it and move on.
Yeah.
And he's like, when I stopped trying to, he's like, if I started, I'm getting goosebumps. I feel like you. But he's like, once I stopped trying to fix this feeling that I would get, it took the power away from it versus feeding it like, nope, don't want to be anxious right now. Don't want to be anxious. I'm going to do this. And it's like, no, just recognize like, okay, I'm anxious. What am I thinking about?
And isn't that what Tony Robbins says? When the monster is small, don't let the monster get so big that you can't even figure anything out. When you notice the anxiety or the depression, when it's small, that's when you want to sit, listen, pay attention, go within.
Yeah, lean into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah. So my anxiety is very, again, so much smaller than the depression was. My anxiety, I mean, it is fear, right? You said that it's fear. So I agree with that. It only comes in as today. So now at 54, it comes in as like little butterflies. When I think of something that is coming up and I'm not yet prepared for it.
Yeah.
So a book signing, a radio show, whatever it is, if I'm not quite prepared for it, even if it's 3 weeks out and I know I'm not preparing for it yet, but the preparation is going to be coming up. See, there's those levels of anxiety.
Yeah.
That's when I get the butterfly flutters. And for me, they go away right away. Yeah. Because I know when you're prepared, if you're prepared and you show up and you do your best, you just trust and have faith in the universe that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out. And that's how I handle it for me.
Yeah. No, I think that's huge.
And I just talk to myself, And so, but again, my anxiety is like, if I had to, didn't we give it a number on one of our shows we did together? My depression was like an 8 and my anxiety was like a 2 or a 3. So it was much smaller than the depression for me.
It's funny. So when you say like you talk to yourself, talking to yourself and what you say and how you say it is so key.
Language.
Language. That simple thing of like, this sounds super easy, but I am anxious versus I feel a little bit of anxiety right now. Like if I'm saying I'm telling my brain that I am anxious versus like, I feel anxious right now. It's different. And your brain hears it different. It might not feel that different, but it's totally true.
Yes. And you said, I'm feeling a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you say a little bit, a wee bit.
Yeah. I'm feeling a wee bit anxious.
And it
You
makes
can
it,
laugh about it.
that is so Tony Robbins, and I love that. And I'm reading his book right now, the
Untethered Soul.
Awaken the Giant Within.
Oh,
And he talks about that in that book. I know Life Force, you have that one too.
yes, I haven't read it yet though.
I know, I'm halfway through, and then I want to read Life Force, and that's like 700 pages.
Oh yeah, you know what? With Life Force, without getting off track, you don't have to go from first chapter to the end. I pick and choose which chapters I want to that I'm interested in first.
I know, but that's your fun personality, Michelle.
You can't
so
do
that's
that.
Like in your nature to do that.
My unorganized.
I just want to do the due diligence. But anyway, so this whole language thing is so key. So I love that you said a little bit anxious, a wee bit anxious. Even if you start to say, I'm feeling a little bit depressed, because you're making it little, you're making it small. So those things are key too. And I believe hugely in language. If you sit here and say, I could just eat that whole buffet, like our language, that man is older than dirt.
Yeah. Like I'm starving. That's another one. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Like you're really not. You're just hungry.
Or even like when you said the crazy world out there that we all love, there's a lot of anger.
There is so
I'm so angry at the Supreme Court, and I don't know. There's so many things that are happening that I just want to remove myself, because you said at the kickoff of the show, the only thing we can control is ourselves.
Yeah.
And I just want to stay in my lane and do my thing. And of course, I want to put my stamp on the planet and do everything I can to support other human beings like me. But do what we can control, put out more love, put out into the world what you want to see. I love to tell people that about social media.
I love that. Like, that's such a good point. Like, put out versus like the hate and the anger. Like, you're only going to hear that back. You're all like people that are angry and people that feel that, like, that's what you're going to hear more of, which is going to create more of it.
Yep.
It's like, so put out, like you said, like more out, like love, or like there's other
put out what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I feel really strongly about that, because whatever we're projecting out into the world, whether it's truth or illusion or whatever, it's a projection. And is it a solution? Like, try to be more of the solution. Right. I'm
focus
just
on what you
right
want
now.
versus what you but you focus on what you want versus what you don't want, because you get more of what you focus on, and that's where your energy goes. So it's
I love how you just said that just now, because I feel like it's so powerful to be in this space right here that says, I know what I don't want. Right. So we can say, I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to have anxiety. But guess what we're going to get more of, because we're saying I don't, right? Because we're saying I don't, the universe and the mind and the subconscious only hears anxiety, depression, anxiety. It doesn't hear the don't. It just hears the words, right? So it's a powerful place to be in this I don't. And I'm not saying that I never say those things, because we both acknowledge what we don't want. But as soon as you acknowledge what you don't want, you can come right over here to what I do want. And that makes it even more empowering, right? Then when you go even further to what you said, I am, and then you take it to I am, or as if, or like already, although, as if, already happening, then you're even taking it to even more. I am gaining control over the anxiety that I used to have. Like, say it in the present tense, right? Right? I feel like that's totally helped me too.
And I feel like we could have a total conversation and show just on that. in living kind of like from that future self, if you will, like who, whether it's weight loss or whether it's a money goal or something that's already, you're living as if you've already achieved it, because your body and mind don't know the difference when you start to really put yourself in that energy field.
Yeah. And I do it. I do it. I stand in the mirror with my bra and panties and I look at that skinny little thing. Look at this skinny little body you have. And I know I'm not skinny.
Oh no, and skinny is just a thought, right? Somebody could look at like, oh my gosh, she's so skinny.
But I do, you know, I'm human. I grew up in the 60s, 70s. Like I still have all of the imprints of media and magazines and the world and how everything has changed. I have all those imprints in me.
Well, like the Barbie, like I love how there's a meme and it's like if Barbie was actually real, she'd fall over. Like she has to stand up. Oh, and she's on her tippy toes. So she's just
constantly.
Yeah.
Great calves though. She's got great calves.
She does. Oh my God. I could continue forever. And I feel like we just had so much fun talking. So we're going to have to continue this because I think with us, we bring light to this situation, but really helpful tools. And I want the world to know, like, it's, you know, it's okay to feel certain ways, but there are solutions and it's,
and we're normal people that have messed up stuff that we're working through and walking through. Like, you know, it's normal to have a lot of these feelings. So I'm grateful and so thankful to be here with you.
Yay! Well,
so thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for coming. And so you can, what's your website if people want to check you out and get your book?
So the book is ilovemydiet.com. Because I just want everyone to love their diet. I love my diet.
And by diet, it's not like diet per se, like you eat this, you don't eat this. It's your way of what you feed yourself.
If you create it yourself. And I show people how I created my own customized personal diet for me. It is not a one size fits all. It is, you create your own. And I show people how I created mine so that they can create their own. And then I also, NicolePerry.com.
Awesome. I love that. And I'm super excited. This is my first time announcing it here. So obviously the name of my podcast is Boot Camp for Your Mind podcast. Come September, I am doing it's Boot Camp for Your Mind, a 12-week wellness program to mental, physical strength and physical strength. So I'm excited to kind of get that started. So there'll be more information on that to come. But thank you so much for being here again, Nicole. And I hope whenever you're listening or wherever you're listening from, you are having a beautiful day. Talk to you later. Bye.
Michelle Werdeman is a certified life coach, now offering an online coaching membership to support brain power and mental wellness. It's important to exercise our bodies, but we have to exercise our minds too. Our thoughts are what ultimately create the results in our lives. And becoming aware of our thoughts is what we dive into through her Mind, Brain, and Wellness program. You can start to create your dream life today from the comfort of your own home and at your own pace too. Contact Michelle today at mbwliving.com.